Yeah.
Hello all, it's Defenestrator 6 here, playing some Fortresscraft Evolved, Episode 7. So, as promised in last episode, this episode, we're going to work on powering our research lab. So I've got a little bit of power over here, and one PTG on this guy, but as you can see, one is just not enough. It says it's out of power. So we are going to work on ramping this up. So I'm going to end up rearranging all of this. I was kind of hoping that this would finish up here. So I'm going to probably juice a little bit of power into this guy here, so that it speeds up a little bit. And then we're going to work on laying down a little setup here that is going to be quite nice to power both the research assembler and our lab. So we've got just a couple left there, but we'll go ahead and start working on this layout here while it's going. So the key is, while we're laying this guy here, our induction charger, is that we get it under this corner so it transfers power, and we'll move this thing to this corner so that way it transfers power. So that way any power that we send into this induction charger will power both our lab and our assembler. So as you can see, I've got, if you look at my hotbar, these are all the materials we're going to need. Not sure if I've got enough conveyor belts, probably, but we'll see. Might need another turntable. But so we'll start with our generator layout. So as you can see, we've got a nice little repeating pattern here, and that gives us room to put our 4 hoppers right there, so that way all of our generators are powered. Then we'll plug the center here, put in a conveyor belt, and then run power to all of the hoppers. And boom. So now all of our hoppers have power. And now with this guy here, we can run the line in right to the top. So the coal line will come in, it'll hit this, and it'll be distributed evenly. So let's go with that there. Actually, we want it there. And we will set up a system to get coal out. Dig this coal line real quick. And I think it's... yeah. Alright. So now that we've got that dug, alright. Oh. And sweet. So that's going. So we stop falling in. Alright, and now to run the rest of the conveyor lines. I didn't have a down slope, so we'll just run that. And hopefully I've got enough. You can now super build conveyor belts, which is awesome. Oh no, a few short. Alright, let's go grab a couple more conveyor belts. And conveyor belts. Crafting. We're gonna need more conveyor belts, so we might as well just, you know, build a handful more of them. Alright. And now, as you can see, it gets evenly distributed. So here in a second, yep, all the generators are kicking on, as you can see by the green smoke. I mean, this has already got plenty of power in it. So our big thing is we'll need power on this guy. Which, how many? Sweet, it's got none left. And it's just running its last pod. So we'll stuff it full of energy so that way it finishes up its last pod, and then we can tear it all down and move it. I thought it was done. What is it doing? Basic experimental pod. Oh, sweet. Oh, it's accepting its buffer of power. Okay. We don't need it to build a buffer of power because we're going to tear it all down. Alright. So, now that we've got all that torn out, let's move this stuff over. And go ahead and refill that in. So we'll go to our little machines tab, put our research assembler there, and then let's see, how are we going to do this? We'll go there, there, and right here. So they'll be our add only, these will be our to remove onlys. Actually, I want to run it over one, because if I run it right up against this hopper, then the items have the items will just flow right out, and that would be bad. Alright, so let's go up. And now we need a PCB assembler, coiler, extruder, conveyor belt, hopper. Then stamper plant, stamper with conveyor belts and a hopper. Alright, so now we want, boom, and there we go. So now actually let's just do 2 for here, and I'd feel better if this one was a little faster storage hopper. So as you can see now, we've got our 1500 power built up here, and each one of these has a bunch of power stored up into it. So when we kick off a research, it'll move really quick. And the coal here, the infused coal, as we get it, will continue to siphon through. So, and they'll produce 2 enriched coal for us every little bit. So, or I don't know what this is. That was 2 there. Derp. Alright, so now we are ready to kick off another research because we've got the power for it. Let's see if we have the resources for it though. We've got quite a bit of lithium, quite a bit of tin, and quite a bit of copper. Like no iron and no tier 2 resources. So if we come across something that has the 3 of those, like this, that we could look into doing. Let's see, what does cryogenics get us? It gets us the cryo hopper and the organic reassembler. Those are for taking the mob drops after we shoot them down and turning them into something useful. But we're just not there yet because we can't really afford it. Like the power, it has a really high power demand, and we're not producing enough power yet. That's nope. Maybe. Let's see, what does intermediate miner upgrades get us? Alright, again, nothing crazy that we need. Advanced logistics. That's not too expensive. Alright, let's see, what's in here? Okay, mass storage and a foul core system. So I said let's not use iron, but let's go ahead and do this. So we'll kick it off just to show you the power and speed that hopefully we'll get out of this process. So we need 25, which means we need 50 in here. And we need 3 times that, which means we need 150. So 100 and 50. So now we let the machines run for just a bit, and we've got our plates now that we need, and boom, it's already in. And we can't even see actually the thing, but we can see the power here. You can see the power just getting eaten away. So, and there's a pod already. So a lot faster than we did before. Let's see, can I do, let's see, because I don't need the storage here anymore. Alright, okay. So I'm just going to put a logistics hopper in. I don't have any on my hotbar. So 7 and logistics hopper. No, I did put copper. Why did I get a 10 one? Oh well, whatever. I'm confused, but you probably caught it in the video as to why that was there. Oh well, but as you can see, so we're out of power here now, probably. Yep, down to 0. But we now have 12 generators running, powering both of these. So that is a simple way to produce a lot of power with this induction charger, because it's basically a big 5x1 battery. And what you can do as a little trick is dig out the underside of this and do the exact same thing on the bottom. At the moment I don't have the resources for it, but if you do that, I calculated with the enriched coal you can get about 512 power a second, about 520, sorry. So 520 power a second is equal to a little over a full jet turbine running at max. So that's a lot of power. And then you also have room here that you can do this 4 setup on this side, the top, and this side if you wanted to. So you could potentially even add another 12 PTGs to your research lab to keep that running at full speed. Because as you can see here, the research assembler is producing fast enough that the lab can't keep up with it at the moment. It's not a big deal because we do have this 100 storage hopper here. And at the moment, none of our researches require anything like over 50 or even maybe up to 75. Eventually, they'll require a couple hundred. At that point, though, we'll have a lot more power and a lot more resources, so our research setup will look completely different probably. Alright, oh, and I set up these little sapphire crystals for some nice lighting. So, now that we've got that taken care of, it's a time to look into running power down to our tier 2 ores. So we found some big veins last episode during our ore fiesta that we had, but we weren't able really to see how big they were because we just discovered them. But in between episodes, I took a little sneak peek down there to see what we had, and the gold ore that we found is 38 million, which is one of the biggest veins I think I've ever seen. And our titanium, I believe, was like 11 or 12 million, so something crazy big there too. Unfortunately, I don't remember where that nickel was. It was only like a really small vein, so we'll need to find a big permanent nickel source. But I'm going to take care of some things up here on the surface, get rid of all these warnings on the top right, and then I will meet you down in our caves as we start to look at prepping our tier 2 ores for mining. Be right back. Alright, and we're back. Just kidding, we're not down in the caves. I didn't realize how long that setup took over there with the research assembler. So we probably don't have time to do much down in the mines yet. So what we will do is quickly look at some of the things we can research up here, or recipes we can learn. So we still don't have, I know solar panels require gold. We don't have gold, so there's no sense in researching them yet. But some of the things we did unlock that are new are all these warning lights. Never really used them. Not really sure what the big advantage for them is. Some of these advanced conveyor filters. Definitely will use those down with our slime trap, so we can pull out the pristine parts and make it easier to pick up those when we do. And the standard zipper merge is there, transport pipes, those are all there before, but now we got the matter mover. That's good for very low amounts of things, so if you're trying to move just a long distance, you can do these because it uses 64 power per item, which is a lot of power. If you're only producing 20 a second, means you can only move one every 3 seconds. So if you're trying to move ore with that, not gonna happen unless you've got a lot of power. And our beacons here, these are nice. The Falcor system, that will automatically collect anything that is loot that's down on the ground. So basically anything that's a free block floating on the ground, the Falcor beacons will pick up, and then these Falcor MK1s will fly over, pick it up, and bring it back to wherever they're located. So that's nice for collecting all of the alien drops as they come available. We're going to unlock here this floor excavator, so we can start excavating large amounts of land. And we're also going to unlock our cargo lift, rack railer, and the actual cargo lift. The rack railer is needed to build the rails up and down, so that way you can actually run the cargo lift. Let's see here. Insert 200%, nice. Although that's a lot. What is this? 350. I'm not sure which eyes these use. Let's unlock the crude lenses, because I don't remember which. Oh, that uses, okay, that uses the green eyes. And let's unlock the organic lens, which is actually our blue eyes. So, actually I have one on me. But I've got 20 of those perfect eyes at the moment. Granted, we need 2 of them for every Mark III turret, so we'll, you know, go easy on the usage of those there. But it is nice to already be building up a supply of them and not relying on crafted materials. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Did a little research. In the next episode, I think we're going to start set up we'll set up our excavator, which is right here. So we'll get the resources for that, set up the excavator, let it start digging, and then work on automating at least power to all of our tier 2 resources. Alright, I think that's going to do it. Definistrator 6 signing off.